And now it's time for
Flunking Science with Timbo, the show that takes you into the mind of a guy who thinks he's a potato and reveals what a 171 IQ is really like. Tonight, watch as Tim amuses us with his concept for anti-gravity. Look out, Newton. You got potato on your ass.
And here he is, the sage of something, Timbo Dooley.
By the way, I found a way to make anti-gravity.
Well, that'll be a neat trick. Gravity comes from mass.
We could put it in a book. Shall we put how to make
Have you discovered anti-mass?
I found a guy who was able to make vortex, who was able to... Either he's schizophrenic, or he found some clues. It was crazy. He found a way to make vortex things, and he also found that there's like 10 dimensions and things like this.
Oh yeah, this guy sounds like he's a genius, all right? If the dude means spatial dimensions, like X, Y, and Z axes, we'd love to know how to illustrate the other 7. Because, in a nutshell, space is measured in 3 axes representing 6 possible directions. One can go up and down, aka the Z-axis, left and right, aka the Y-axis, forward and back, aka the X-axis, or a combination of one or more. It is possible to travel along all 3 axes at once. 3 dimensions, 6 ways. Where does the 4th spatial dimension go? Diagonal? And what directions does it describe? Front up left, back down right? Now, if he is including dimensions that aren't spatial, then it seems like there are a lot more than 10. There's time, which is widely regarded as the 4th dimension. The meatbag believes mass should be a dimension. It affects time and space. Then there's velocity. That seems like a rather fundamental dimension. But there are other dimensions, or ways things are measured that don't seem too important in physics. Sugar is sweet. Folic acid is tart. Coffee smells good. Sewage does not. Diamonds are translucent. Graphite is opaque. At some point, the dimensions become superfluous and useless for explaining the fundamental way things work in the universe. So we wonder just what made this person's list past time. Anyway, the point is, it's a very arbitrary number, and Timbo seems to love it.
It's crazy. He was looking at Tesla, then he was saying Einstein is stupid. I think he was onto something.
Well, there you go. Dr. Timbo, Ph. Dumbass here, thinks Einstein was stupid, which is delightfully ironic. As a person, Albert Einstein was modest, but didn't suffer ignorance easily. We like to imagine his reaction to Tim's science lesson and appraisal of Einstein's intelligence like this. I am no genius, but I know one when I see one, and this man is not a genius, especially in regard to scientific concepts.
Then he was talking about the electromagnetism and other things. It's quite a show.
Ah, yes, the electromagnetism and other things. Like what? Seriously, the electromagnetism makes no sense. Are you talking about an electromagnet, the electromagnetic spectrum, electromagnetic pulse, or what? Might as well say, to build a car engine, you need the combustion. Duh, Timbo, duh!
There was a guy, I think he found the answers to all the universe and everything.
The universe and everything, eh? So he can tell you why you haven't grown in the slightest and explain your facial hair?
And I think they might want to kill him. And if we watch it, I think we will know too much as well. Because it's like, after listening to that, I think I can create a spaceship.
We think you're an idiot, but go ahead. Explain your spaceship idea.
You know, you need this piezoelectric. Hang on.
Piezoelectricity is created by squishing things like quartz. Great for powering a watch, not so great for a spaceship. And dielectric by itself makes little sense. Dielectric what? We hope you mean electricity, because that would be funny as hell.
The meatbag had to go, but when he came back, he found Timbo still talking about his spaceship idea. He really thinks he's smart, but the way he throws words around shows he has no clue what the hell he is talking about.
very, very deep inside.
Deep! Real deep! Get in there!
That's it. Yeah, okay, so I think that's enough for that, but I think that there is some, it's real though, that vortex dynamics in order to create anti-gravity, but then you need the fourth state of matter though.
Plasma!
And that's, so I guess you need some kind of energy, like you need
What kind of energy, Timbo?
quite a bit of energy.
Everything needs energy, dummy.
So you need some kind of like small reactor. But a small nuclear reactor or something could maybe create this state of matter.
Nuclear reactors, if they are functioning properly, don't create plasma. They create heat, which is usually used to turn water into steam for turning turbines. The turbines are where electricity is created. Enough electricity can create plasma. You see that every time you see lightning or a plasma globe. Seems clear Timbo got his degree at the University of Movie Science. However, there is a nuclear technology that involves plasma fusion in a tokamak. A toka what? A tokamak is made up of powerful electromagnets lining the inside, which is filled with hydrogen. A ton of electricity goes in to ionize the hydrogen into plasma. The magnets get juice too, which compresses the hydrogen. This in combination with the high temperature is what causes fusion. Fusion, like fission, produces heat. So, for a major investment in electrical power, theoretically, extra heat can be generated by fusion. The electrical energy required basically makes fusion power a probable dead end. It works great for stars because fusion happens naturally when one puts enough hydrogen together, thanks to gravity. It's also superb for thermonuclear weapons, where a standard fission warhead creates conditions just right for fusion. Sadly, the conditions created are horrible for continuous electrical power generation.
But you need a machine to create plasma. Then you need something to create vortex, and you need some expensive materials that can hold this inside, so it doesn't break down over time.
Everything breaks down over time, Timbo.
And so it wouldn't be easy, and it wouldn't be cheap, because you need to be able to produce alloys
That finish a sentence?
you need to create something called neobidium or something.
Neodymium. It's an element on the periodic table. A metal with very strong magnetic properties. Evidently, Timbo thinks magnets equal anti-gravity. He's not the first one to think that, so he can at least take some comfort in not being the first idiot to say this. Thing is, using magnets to float a train or confine materials isn't anti-gravity. It's magnetism overcoming gravity. Anything that would be truly anti-gravitic would literally repel everything from it as opposed to pulling things in. So far, the only thing in the universe that even comes close is Raxo.
Neodymium or something like this.
You know, Timbo, we don't think you're gonna be able to build your spaceship.
That's not it.
Just saying vortex and neodymium isn't going to cut it.
I don't know. You need to. It's like you need to have. You need to know how to make alloys that know how to deal with plasma, right?
Deal with it how Timbo. Handle heat. Confine magnetic plasma. Tell it that it's beautiful without makeup. Deal how.
So you're not creating a tokamak reactor, but you're creating a vortex.
He really likes the word vortex.
So a tokamak reactor creates like a donut, right? But this doesn't create any,
Tokamak is a donut, a hollow one.
It just creates a plasma ring. But you don't need a plasma ring, you need a plasma ball.
Like this? Hate to break it to you, but...
And that creates enough matter or repulsion to create anti-gravity.
This creates almost nothing. It's a toy, something to show children or be a prop in bad sci-fi.
Yeah. Anyways, should we do a space? We can't make it. It's too much. We don't have but we know how to do it.
We know how to do it. If that is how spaceships get built, can you imagine how the Wright brothers built their airplane? Wilbur, this wing needs the lift and aerodynamics. Meanwhile, Henry Ford was all, it's a line that moves, you know, where stuff gets added on in places. Later men like Oppenheimer would build the bomb by saying things such as critical something and implosion stuff to make big boom.
We know how to make UFOs. We got the technology. We got ancient UFO technology. So we got that in the Potatoverse.
More nothing for the nothing Potatoverse. Makes sense.
We just don't have any, we just have potatoes.
You look like a potato right there, Timbo.
But we know a thing or two about potatoes and other things. Apparently.
Apparently not Timbo.
Apparently we know...
Random words.
We know too much. That's why the government doesn't like us. We know too much. It's true. But, if you're just more potato, the government's gonna like you more.
So hang on a minute there, Timbo. Are you saying they aren't the government then? Because a minute or so ago you said they wanted to kill some guy for knowing too much, and maybe you too. By the way, you don't need to worry. No government wants to kill you. Seriously, you're not exactly Bin Laden, are you?
Government likes potatoes. So far. Until they don't. Then they're gonna hate it. Then they're gonna wage a war against it. We're all gonna starve. But that's when we win. Because the government, we're just gonna let them starve instead.
Hey, look! He's gonna try his own version of Meaty Me's Operation Starvation. But seriously, Timbo, this makes you more like Raxo than ever. If you did shut down and go away, there are plenty of other cows to watch. New ones show up all the time. We're not gonna starve, and the government, be it Danish or American, will also go on without your daily loopy live stream.
Once they will wage a war against the potato, which is expected, that's when we let them all starve. You see? That's how we're winning. That's how we're gonna win, because potato is like a human shield. But if they shoot the shield, they don't get to eat.
Say goodbye, Harry.
You know, Keanu, he probably meant that he should be shot in the chest, where his Kevlar was. But no matter, he lived to explode another day, and illustrated how it is indeed possible to take a human shield out of the picture.
That's why a potato can't lose.
Oh, Timbo, having seen what happened during the next couple of days, you might wish you hadn't said that. If you believe in the cause and effect of words anyway, and to you fine meatbags, let us tell you, he has been blowing down, melting up, and everything in between. We have him getting the boot from a live stream, then later giving curious folks who saw him there the standard Timbo treatment when they came to check him out. It's quite large, and we're working on it in chunks. This was going to be one of them, but we decided to break it off as something of a teaser. Hope you enjoy it, and to see you back for the main course. Have a wonderful week.